Hey guys, it's Lane with Tim's Nation. I'm here today to talk to you a little bit about my Death Guard army that I'm bringing into DJ's Necron Warriors. We're having our Halloween Spooktacular this week. That means we've got a whole bunch of zombies versus a whole bunch of skeletons. Now, first things first, I am a dirty, rotten cheater. This list is a cheater's list. It is not a proper list because in the transition between 9th and 10th edition, they took Poxwalkers and made it so they were not battle line, or made it so you could not take 6 of them. They used to be a troop choice, so you could run 6 squads of 20. Now, legally, you can only run 3 squads of 20 to get 60 Poxwalkers. But because we're having a laugh and having some fun, and the real purpose of this game is to see how many Necron Warriors DJ can reanimate throughout the game, we thought it'd be a lot more fun if I just brought 120 Poxwalkers. So, for the purposes of this game, we have gone and made Poxwalkers battle line. GW, if you're paying attention, please do this, because this should be a legal list. You should be able to run 120 Poxwalkers if you want to. I don't think they're super strong in this edition. They used to have a good stratagem in the last edition where they could kick out some mortal wounds and hilariously also do them themselves. But in this edition, they don't have a whole lot going on. They're nice and cheap. They're only 5 points a piece, so a brick of 20 of them's 100 points. So those should stick around a little bit. But let's go through today's list. Really, it's just custom built for DJs. This is not a competitive list, barring the fact that it's an illegal list. But I just built it so that I could kill lots of warriors and DJ could keep bringing them back. So let's get into it. Let's take a look. Here we go. All right, guys, this is my Death Guard army list for today. Again, not built for competitive purposes and built with the intention that we just run as many Poxwalkers as we can, not even legally. We've gone and made them battle line for this game so that I can run 6 squads of 20. The army rule for Death Guard is Nurgle's Gift. It has an aura that gives everybody -1 toughness, and with a balanced data slate update, they made it so you can pick one of 3 other options. I'll probably go with the debuff that reduces his armor by 1 when he's in contagion range, just so that I can kill more of these warriors and he can keep bringing them back. As for the list itself, today we've got 5 characters. Again, this is the second time in a row I run way more characters than I usually do. So to start things off, our warlord is going to be the Lord of Virulence. He's going to be running around with the Death Shroud Terminators. I've got a big old 6-man brick of the Death Shroud, but the Lord of the Virulence is going to be running with them. He's not giving out his buff to indirect fire because I don't have any Plague Burst Crawlers in this list. But the fact that one of his abilities lets his unit reroll all wound rolls with their ranged weapons just means that I'm going to be able to take 6 Death Shroud Terminators and use their Plague Spitters to do a whole bunch of damage to these Necron Warriors. That's really my intention with taking them. Also, the Death Shroud Terminators, when they have a character leading them, they are -1 to wound, which is going to be helpful as well. Next, as far as characters, I do have a Demon Prince on foot. This is the old school resin Demon Prince model. I love this model. So he'll be running around. I took him because on his sweet profile, he can do 14 attacks. Again, just trying to churn through a whole bunch of Necron Warriors. We do have Typhus. Typhus is riding along today, and he is going to be leading a 20-man brick of Poxwalkers. I actually took Typhus's squad and put them in reserve. So they'll be able to drop in later and do some damage, hopefully. Oh, and he's got this, Typhus has a psychic attack that occurs in the shooting phase, and for every model he picks up, I can actually bring a Poxwalker back, so it's just another way of bringing Poxwalkers back. Next, as far as characters, we also have the Foul Blight Spawn and the Biologist Putrefier. The Foul Blight Spawn lets his unit fight first. That's not really going to be relevant this game. I'm putting him with some Plague Marines, so I just mostly give him the Plague Marines guns. I just want him to get in there with his Flamer so he can do more work with that and do more damage. He's only 50 points, so and I've always loved his high-powered Flamer. It does a lot of work. And we, of course, have the Biologist Putrefier. He's going with a 10-man brick of Plague Marines so that he can give them lethal hits on 5s, and he also can do the grenade strat once per game for free for himself. So we'll see if I remember to use that. But the important thing is getting all those bolters lethal hits, or hopefully do some more damage with that actual Plague Marine squad. Next, on the troops, we got 120 Poxwalkers, guys. Today's Halloween Spooktacular is just the quest to bring as many of these things as I can. I have 120 Poxwalkers, so once a year, guys, I'm going to bring them all out. We're going to put them all on the table. Rules be damned. Whether I can take that many or not, we are doing it today. Poxwalkers aren't really strong. They are cheap. Again, it's 100 points for a 20-man unit, but because they don't have the stratagem support, they aren't that powerful. However, I mean, they do get 2 attacks apiece, but they're hitting on 5s, and I think they're only strength 3 with their weapons, so it's not much. Yeah, improvised weapons. They're 2 attacks apiece, hitting on 5s and strength 3. So they're not going to do much work once they get in there, but they're all on the table and they're happy to be here. They've all got smiles on their faces. So next, we got 2 squads of Plague Marines. Got 1 5-man squad and 1 10-man squad. I've kitted these guys out with all the shooting stuff. So the champion's got a plasma gun and a power fit, or a plague weapon of some kind. We've got another plasma gun and a blight launcher and the spitter auto hit weapon in there as well. And then just some bolters, extra bolters in the 10-man squad. Then, let's see. Next, we've got ourselves a Hellbrute. I brought the Hellbrute just so my shooting units, I can use him to put an enemy unit into contagion range, reducing their armor, because like I said, I'll be using the armor reduction debuff today. But that way, some of my shooting units early in the game can do some more damage and get some more shots through. In addition, we have a 6-man brick of the Death Shroud Terminators. Like I said, the Lord of Virulence is going to be leading those guys so that they get to re-roll wounds with their Plague Spitters, their Plague Spitter gauntlets, and then Plague Spurt gauntlets. And 6-man brick will do some work once they do get into combat. I'm not super confident they will with their digging. What is it, a 4-inch move? Let me see. Let me check my rules here, guys. Yes, they have a 4-inch move. So if they don't make that charge and they drop in from Deep Strike, it can be tricky to actually get in there because they're only going to be 4-inch move. Maybe I'll be able to scare the DJ off some objectives. We'll see. Next, we've got 3 of the Fetid Bloat drones. With the intention today of killing a bunch of Necron warriors, I was kind of struggling back and forth between the Flesh Mowers and the double Plague Spitters, but I've decided to go with the Plague Spitters today just so I don't have to complete charges with them. There could be some traffic issues today because we both have a ton of models on the table, so sometimes it's just easier to shoot something from 12 inches away rather than trying to get in close to make a charge. So for that reason, they should be shredding quite a few Necron warriors because they do hit quite hard with their shots, and they'll be perfect in the warriors. So, and then that's it, right? Yes, that's it. All right, guys, that is the Death Guard I'm bringing today. Again, as you can see, not super competitive. Using some units I don't use a whole lot, so there's like 5 different kinds of Plague Spewer, Bile Spitters, Flamer Shooter things in this army, and so I'm probably going to call them the wrong thing every time I try to point those out. But yeah, the idea today is just to kill as many warriors as we can, and for DJ to see how many he reanimates. Not real confident that my Poxwalkers are going to reanimate a whole lot, because they're probably not going to kill much in combat, because they're going to be hitting on 5s, wounding on 5s, and DJ will still get his armor of some sort on the Necron warriors. So, but that's the list. All right, follow me over to the battle report. We'll see how all these guys do and all those Necron warriors. We'll see how quickly all these Poxwalkers get shot up, but we'll see how much damage to see if we can actually get through and chew through the Necron warriors. All right, I'll see you guys over there.